Welcome everybody to the Gymnast Report. I just got off work, but I had to get this topic out there. So I've been catching up on Monday Night Raw. I didn't get to watch it live because of my job and things like that, and I was had a busy day. Today we're gonna be talking about Charlotte Flair and about the rumors and the speculations and some of her promo work that she did on Monday Night Raw. That being said, as always, if you like this content, like this video, hit the share button, share it with your friends, your neighbors, your allies, everybody that you know that's going to enjoy a little bit of wrestling, and hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss out on one of these up-to-date videos that I drop. And also, it helps me out. It's absolutely free for you, and it helps me out. So there's no harm, no foul, right? Now, the rumor and speculation is that it's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Asuka at WrestleMania 37 for the Raw Women's Heavyweight Championship belt, the Raw Women's title. There's going to be a lot of hate coming that way, and I understand it. I get it. You know, because me personally, do I want to see Charlotte in another title picture or another in the hunt for another women's title? Not really, no. Is it because I don't like Charlotte Flair? No, that's not the case at all. I think Charlotte Flair is the best women worker, especially in the Raw women's locker room. Now, you can make a case for Asuka, but you know, as far as who am I going to put the strap on and know that no matter what, they're going to do a good job, it's going to be Charlotte Flair. The thing about Charlotte Flair is she gets a lot of hate. She has her fans, but she gets a lot of hate. You know what I mean? Have I gave her some criticism in the past? Absolutely. Only because I was tired of seeing her in the picture, but the title picture, or always being pushed. And here's the thing. This year especially, who makes the most sense to go against Asuka? Especially at WrestleMania? In the Raw locker room? Tell me. Put in the comments below. Charlotte Flair makes the absolute most sense. She's the only one that can be ready for Asuka. Pure and simple. Yes, Rhea Ripley's going to debut on Monday Night Raw. And she's going to be on Monday Night Raw, the brand. But is she ready to be a main eventer at WrestleMania? Absolutely not. She's just now debuting on the main roster. Now, you can want to make the case for Bianca Belair, saying, well, she's not been on the main roster for very long. No, you're right. Bianca Belair has not been on the main roster very long. But she's getting her title shot because she's proven herself. Rhea Ripley has proven herself in NXT, but we've seen it too many times. Look at Keith Lee. I don't think he's doing horrible on the main roster, but he's not the same Keith Lee he was on NXT. And all the blame can't be put on Vince McMahon. A lot of people want to put the blame on Vince McMahon and the writers and etc., which is character work, yes. They changed Keith Lee's character. For the longest time, they changed his ring entrance, his music, but he got it back under control. It's going to take time with Keith Lee, I can tell you that much right now. As far as Rhea Ripley goes, Mick Foley came out saying, actually just came out 9 hours ago on a tweet saying, and tagging WWE, at WWE, please do not ruin or waste Rhea Ripley. Don't have you need to put the rocket on her back and shoot her to the moon. So could she go against Asuka at WrestleMania? Yeah, I could see it, but do I think she's going to win? No, there's not. To me, she's not ready for that responsibility of being the face of the Raw Women's locker room. So if these rumors are true, most likely they are with Charlotte Flair. It's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Asuka at WrestleMania. And let's face it, folks, and I don't think it's all her fault, but Asuka's women's title reign hasn't been that eventful. Do I think it's her fault? No, not all of it. Do I really get into the crazy Japanese talking character where she's like, "Oh, you do"? That's her character. She's over top. Was it nice seeing a sensitive side of Charlotte Flair this past week? Well, this past Monday night? Absolutely. To have her have tears in her eyes, to be calling Ric Flair daddy, to explaining to him that, look, I love you. And it's not that I don't appreciate everything you've done for me. It's the fact that I'm tired of living in your shadow. When people see me, they see you. When they see I get opportunities, it's because of my name, because of my last name. Could you imagine being Charlotte Flair and your dad being Ric Flair and being in the wrestling industry? Let me say this. Do I think Charlotte Flair had some advantages because of who her dad was? Absolutely. Do I think it helped get her foot in the door? Absolutely. Do I think it allowed her to get opportunities that other females wasn't getting? 100% I think that. But what did she do with them opportunities? She shined. It don't matter what your name is, who your daddy is, who your father is. It doesn't matter any of that. She took every opportunity and made it shine. Am I the biggest Charlotte Flair lover? Absolutely not. I want you to understand that in this video. I'm not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan. But it makes absolute sense that it will be her versus Asuka at WrestleMania 37. One, it's going to be the first pay-per-view show since back in 2020, since back at the Royal Rumble, that's going to have live fans there. I can't remember if Elimination Chamber last year, if they had a live crowd there. I think they did, but I can't remember that far back. What's going to draw money? Asuka versus Charlotte Flair or Asuka versus Mandy Rose? Asuka versus Dana Brooke? Asuka versus Lana? The fact of the matter is, guys, there's nobody with the skill set back in the women's locker room on Raw that can match Asuka's skill set except for Charlotte Flair. And vice versa. Too many people complain about wrestling. They can't just enjoy what they're getting. You can't control. You're not a writer. I'm not a writer. Is there things that I love about WWE? Absolutely, yeah. I love wrestling. I love AEW. I love all these shows. I love wrestling in general. Do they do everything right the way I would like it to be done? No. There's things that they've done, and I'm like, well, why did they do that? Well, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. Sometimes it has involved Charlotte Flair. But the truth of the matter is, Charlotte Flair is probably the most talented person in that Raw women's locker room. I won't put her the most talented over everyone. But I'd be gosh darn if she isn't in the top 3. So WrestleMania 37, Charlotte Flair is going to be going now. And she's going to be facing Asuka. Enjoy it. Don't hate on her for trying. Don't hate on her for being booked in now. You know she's not making the decisions to put her in these matches. They're being made for her. Same for Asuka. All year long. The only other person I can see Asuka that could match Asuka is Shayna Baszler as well. Not this version of Shayna Baszler that's been dumbed down and drenched down in this jokey tag team she's in, because they've really just watered her down so much where she's not the killer she was when she first came into the main roster of WWE. And it's not Nia Jax's fault. So don't say, well, my dog about knocked over the camera. He must, I don't think he enjoyed that one bit. But don't think it's all, well, Jamez, you're saying that Nia Jax is the reason for that? No. It's WWE writers. It's creative, the way that she is. The fact of the matter is, Vince McMahon was not that sold on her to begin with. And if you can't make Vince McMahon get on board with you, you're going to have a hard way to go inside the WWE, especially on the main roster. So all that being said, it's WrestleMania season. If Charlotte Flair is the one that's going to be facing Asuka, which most likely she will be, sit back, enjoy the show. Haters are going to hate, and that's fine. Charlotte Flair does not get the credit in which she deserves in a lot of cases, because people see it and go, oh, here we go. It's another Charlotte push or another Charlotte this. Why shouldn't she get pushed? Well, you gotta give the other women you gotta give women opportunities. I wholeheartedly 100% agree. But when they get them opportunities, what are they doing with them? The fact of the matter is, the women's division has took a downgrade the last 2 years, maybe even 3, ever since the main event at WrestleMania between Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. The women's division has not been the same. It hasn't been that top tier that we're all wanting. Am I blaming? I don't know why. I can't sit here and tell you why. I maybe in another video. I don't want to get into that women's division because then this video will take a half hour to 2 hours for me to get through. But I will say this. Charlotte Flair is the most talented woman on Raw. Pure and simple. Unless you can come up with a reason that tells me otherwise, I'm going to hold true to that. She's money, folks. Asuka versus Charlotte is money. Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania Round 2 is going to put butts in seats. So that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. And I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, evening, whatever, whenever you saw this video. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and thank you all for tuning in.